Imagine waking up tomorrow needing something. A phone charger, a new pair of shoes, a birthday gift, a bag of dog food. You take out your phone, tap a few buttons, and before you even finish tomorrow's dinner, it's sitting on your doorstep. No traffic, no checkout lines, no searching through crowded shelves, no wondering whether the store has it in stock. Just one click. Today, that feels completely normal. But 30 years ago, that sounded impossible. Back then, shopping meant driving across town, walking through giant stores, comparing prices by hand, waiting in long lines, and if the product wasn't there, you simply went home empty-handed. Nobody imagined that one company would completely rewrite the rules of shopping. Yet today, Amazon delivers billions of packages every year. More than 300 million people shop on Amazon worldwide. And in many households, checking Amazon has become almost automatic. Need batteries? Amazon. Need a new TV? Amazon. Need toothpaste? Amazon. It has become less of a website and more of a habit. So how did a small online bookstore become one of the most valuable companies in history? Was it cheaper prices? Better technology? Better marketing? Not exactly. Amazon's greatest invention wasn't a product. It was a completely different way of thinking. And once you understand it, you'll never look at shopping the same way again. The world before Amazon. Let's go back to the early 1990s. The internet barely existed. Most people had never bought anything online. Many had never even used the internet. If you wanted a new television, you drove to an electronics store. If you wanted a book, you visited a bookstore. If you wanted clothes, you spent hours walking through shopping malls. Shopping wasn't convenient. It was an event. Entire Saturdays disappeared just buying things. Stores were limited by one simple problem: space. Imagine owning a bookstore. You might fit 50,000 books on your shelves. Sounds impressive. Except millions of books already existed. No bookstore could carry everything. Customers constantly heard the same sentence: "Sorry, it's out of stock." That frustration would eventually become Amazon's biggest opportunity. A man who saw the future. Around the same time, a young executive named Jeff Bezos was working on Wall Street. He had everything people dream about: prestigious career, a high salary, a comfortable future. Most people would have stayed exactly where they were. But Bezos noticed something strange. Internet usage wasn't growing by 10% or 20%. It was growing by more than 2,000% every single year. That number changed everything. Most people looked at the internet and saw a toy. Bezos looked at it and saw the future of commerce. So he made a decision that shocked almost everyone around him. He quit his job, left behind financial security, packed his belongings, and drove across America to start an online business. Imagine explaining that decision in 1994. "I'm leaving Wall Street to sell things on the internet." People thought he was crazy. After all, who would type their credit card number into a computer? It sounded absurd. But Bezos believed something simple. If the internet kept growing this fast, shopping would eventually move there too. The question wasn't if. It was when. Why books? Here's something fascinating. Amazon didn't begin by selling everything. Not electronics. Not clothes. Not groceries. Books. That seems like a strange choice. Until you think about it. Books are identical. A copy of the same novel is the same everywhere. Customers didn't need to touch it, try it on, or inspect it. They already knew exactly what they were buying. But there was another reason. Selection. A large bookstore might carry 100,000 titles. Sounds huge. Until you realize millions of books were in print. Amazon wasn't limited by shelves. Could list almost every book ever published. Suddenly, customers had more choice than any bookstore on earth could offer. That wasn't just convenient. It was revolutionary. Within weeks, orders started arriving from every corner of America. Then from countries Bezos never expected. People weren't just buying books. They were proving that online shopping actually worked. Amazon's first big advantage. Most businesses try to beat competitors. Amazon tried to eliminate frustration. Think about shopping back then. You drive 20 minutes. Can't find parking. Walk through the store. Finally locate the product. Stand in line. Drive home. Amazon asked one question. What if we removed every unnecessary step? Instead of making shopping exciting, they made it effortless. That difference changed everything. The easier something becomes, the more often people do it. Amazon understood human behavior better than most companies understood retail. Customer obsession. As Amazon grew, many companies focused on beating Amazon. Amazon focused on something else. Customers. Jeff Bezos became famous for leaving one chair empty at important meetings. That chair represented the customer. It was a reminder that every decision should answer one question. Does this make life easier for the customer? That philosophy created features that seem completely ordinary today. Customer reviews, product ratings, one-click ordering, personalized recommendations, package tracking. None of these ideas alone made Amazon unbeatable. But together, they removed tiny frustrations, one after another. Shopping became smoother, faster, more enjoyable. Little by little, millions of people stopped comparing stores. They simply opened Amazon first. The secret nobody saw. Here's where the story becomes really interesting. Most people think Amazon's biggest advantage is its website. It isn't. It's what happens after you click. Buy now. Imagine ordering headphones. Within seconds, Amazon's computers know exactly which warehouse has them. Robots move shelves across giant fulfillment centers. Workers scan the item. Machines package it. Trucks leave the warehouse. Planes carry it across the country. Delivery vans complete the final journey. Thousands of moving pieces working almost perfectly together. Customers only see a cardboard box. They never see the incredible system behind it. And while competitors focused on building prettier websites, Amazon spent billions building the world's most advanced delivery network. It wasn't glamorous, but it became almost impossible to copy. Prime changed human behavior. Then Amazon made one decision that changed shopping forever. Amazon Prime. First, people laughed. Why would I pay a yearly fee just to get free shipping? It sounded backwards. But something unexpected happened. Once customers paid for Prime, they felt compelled to use it. After all, they had already paid. Every purchase now felt like saving money. So instead of shopping once a month, they started shopping every week. Sometimes every day. Prime didn't just increase sales. Changed habits. Amazon was no longer competing for individual purchases. It was becoming the default place people shopped. And that was far more powerful. The flywheel effect. Most businesses think about growth one sale at a time. Amazon thought differently. Jeff Bezos believed every improvement could create another improvement. Lower prices attracted more customers. More customers attracted more sellers. More sellers meant more products. More products gave customers more choice. More customers again allowed Amazon to lower prices even further. The cycle repeated over and over. Bezos called it the flywheel. First, it barely moved. But every year it spun a little faster. Eventually, it became almost impossible to stop. While competitors were fighting for today's customers, Amazon was building a machine that would keep attracting tomorrow's. It wasn't just selling products anymore. It was creating momentum. And once that momentum reached a certain point, every new customer made Amazon even stronger than before, letting other people sell. Here's something that seems strange. Imagine opening a supermarket and inviting your competitors to sell inside it. Most business owners would never do that. Amazon did. Instead of selling every product itself, Amazon created its marketplace. Millions of businesses could now sell directly on Amazon. Customers got more choice. Sellers gained millions of potential buyers. And Amazon earned a percentage without owning most of the inventory. Today, more than half of the products sold on Amazon come from third-party sellers. Think about that. Amazon became one of the world's biggest retailers without manufacturing most of what it sells. Instead, it built the marketplace where everyone else wanted to be. The more sellers joined, the more products customers could find. The more customers arrived, the more sellers wanted to join. It was another flywheel, spinning faster with every passing year, surviving when everyone else failed. Then came the year 2000. The dot-com bubble burst. Hundreds of internet companies disappeared almost overnight. Investors panicked. Billions of dollars vanished. Many believed online shopping had been a giant mistake. Amazon's stock price collapsed. It lost more than 90% of its value. Newspapers predicted the company wouldn't survive. Critics said Bezos had expanded too quickly, spent too much money, and taken too many risks. For a moment, it looked like they were right. But Amazon had something most internet companies didn't. Real customers, real sales, real infrastructure. While others spent money trying to look successful, Amazon spent money building a business that could survive. Bezos understood that if Amazon could outlast the crash, it would inherit the future. Years later, when the economy recovered, most competitors were gone. Amazon wasn't. Sometimes, the companies that win aren't the ones that grow the fastest. They're the ones that survive the longest. The business most people never notice. Now here's something surprising. If Amazon stopped selling products tomorrow, it would still be one of the world's biggest technology companies. Because one of its most profitable businesses has almost nothing to do with shopping. It's called Amazon Web Services, or AWS. Imagine starting a new company. Instead of buying expensive computers, renting office servers, and hiring people to manage them, you simply rent computing power from Amazon. Need more storage? Amazon. Need faster servers? Amazon. Need to run your website? Amazon. Thousands of companies, including some of the biggest names in the world, depend on Amazon's cloud infrastructure every single day. Streaming services, banking apps, online games, business software. Even companies that compete with Amazon often rely on Amazon servers. Most shoppers never notice it. But while everyone was watching cardboard boxes arriving on doorsteps, Amazon quietly built the backbone of the modern internet. Sometimes, the most successful business is the one customers never even see. Why competitors couldn't catch up. By now, everyone understood online shopping. Walmart invested. Target invested. Countless retailers launched websites. But copying Amazon was much harder than copying a web page. Amazon had spent decades building warehouses, delivery networks, software, artificial intelligence, data centers, and millions of customer reviews. But perhaps its greatest advantage wasn't technology. It was trust. When people shop online, they aren't just buying products. They're trusting someone with their money, their personal information, and their time. Amazon had earned that trust one delivery at a time. Every package that arrived on time made customers a little more confident. Every refund made them a little more loyal. Every positive experience made them less likely to shop somewhere else. Competitors weren't starting from zero. They were starting years behind. The hidden cost. Of course, Amazon's success hasn't come without criticism. Small local businesses have struggled to compete. Shopping malls have become quieter. Traditional retailers have disappeared. Many workers have raised concerns about demanding working conditions inside fulfillment centers. Governments around the world have questioned Amazon's growing influence over online commerce. Innovation creates incredible opportunities, but it also changes industries forever. Every major technological shift creates winners and losers. Amazon was no exception. It transformed shopping for consumers while forcing countless businesses to rethink how they survive in a digital world. The biggest lesson. Most people think Amazon became successful because it sold products online. That's only half the story. The real secret was removing friction. Every year, Amazon asked the same question. How can we make shopping just a little easier? 1 click instead of 5. 2-day delivery instead of 2 weeks. Millions of products instead of thousands. Faster refunds. Better recommendations. Simpler returns. Small improvements repeated thousands of times. Most people underestimate how powerful tiny improvements become when they're made consistently over decades. Amazon didn't transform shopping overnight. It improved it little by little until the old way of shopping simply felt inconvenient. People didn't stop going to stores because someone told them to. They stopped because Amazon made staying home easier. Final message. The next time a brown Amazon box arrives at your front door, remember you're looking at far more than a package. You're looking at the result of decades of relentless innovation, long-term thinking, and an obsession with making life easier. A company that started by selling books from a small garage now influences how billions of people shop every single year. Not because it always had the cheapest prices, not because it spent the most on advertising, but because it understood something many businesses still don't. People rarely fall in love with companies. They fall in love with convenience. Amazon didn't force the world to shop differently. It simply made the better option too convenient to ignore. And that's perhaps the biggest business lesson of all. The companies that dominate the future aren't always the ones with the most revolutionary ideas. They're often the ones that solve ordinary problems better than everyone else year after year. So here's one final question. If Amazon reinvented shopping, what everyday activity will be reinvented next? Because somewhere, someone is building the next company that millions of people will one day wonder, how did we ever live without this? And just like Amazon, most people won't recognize it until it's already changed the world.